Hello guys, so welcome back to Excel Island live stream. My name is Sherudin, as you've already know, and welcome back to the channel. So today is day 99 of me actually challenging myself to become better at SQL, and I did that by actually taking the data analysis in SQL career track on the Datacamp platform and I set a goal of 100 days to finish the career track, uh, do practice and solve the projects, and take a couple of certification on the SQL or Karate Data Camp platform. So far, so good. I've been able to achieve some of my targets. Also, I've not been able to achieve some of the target also, but not still withstanding the whole aim of and objectives of this learning is to keep trying and keep trying till you get it. So the good news is that today is day 99 and I have one more days to go to complete my 100 days challenge. So if I show you what the data analyst in SQL career track actually looks like, or if I go to under career tracks on the Datacamp platform, it has been quite interesting. There are a lot of career tracks here. Because this is the data analyst in SQL career track. So the good news also is that starting during the first week of February, I'll be starting the data analyst in Power BI career track, where I'll be actually be live streaming and learning to upskill myself in Power BI for another 100 days. So you want to subscribe to the channel right now and put on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I go live and start the challenge. So if I go to the SQL data analyst in SQL career track, you can see I've actually completed it and it came with two projects. The first project is analyzing student mental health. I'll be presenting this project pretty well. I have to organize the project and so I can present it as a portfolio to apply for jobs. I'll also be using the analyzing the motorcycle part sales also. So I've actually completed the whole lessons, and after completing the whole lessons there, which is over 39 hours of learning, 11 courses and two projects, it was encouraged that you take the certification, which is the certification part here, which is the technology certification, which is the SQL associate certification. So the good news and the bad news is that I actually passed the time. This certification is broken down into two steps. Pass the first step, but the second steps I didn't pass it. So I have to try again in 11 days. And I was pretty close. If you watch my previous live stream, I was this close to passing it. It was pretty interesting and actually challenging, but this was I actually recorded it here. This was the requirement to pass. If I scroll down to the end here, let me see I can fast forward that real quick. Yeah, if I fast forward to the end here, if I just fast forward to the end here, you can see. So this was my submission. So this was my submission for actually after practicing, trying to get the certification, the SQL associate certification in Data Camp platform. I was this close. I actually missed one of these submission criteria, which was pretty annoying. And you know, after putting a lot of effort, but I guess I have to try again the certification. I have to try the certification again after 11 days. So I'll just leave that part. Certification is not really that important. The goal is to actually know how to aim is to now to solve SQL challenges and provide solution to SQL questions and queries. So to make sure I'm doing that correctly, I want to challenge myself to solve as much as SQL problems and challenges as possible after actually learning all this. I want to put all this that I've learned into practice, because if you just learn them or just learn it without actually practicing it or using it to solve challenges, it goes away really quick. So the goal is to just look for SQL questions, like really packed and full SQL questions and practices and interview questions, and solve as much as possible. So I'll be doing that probably behind the background, or I'll actually be live stream, but I'll be starting today. So I've decided to use this Data Limo website. The Data Limo, it says Data Science Interview Questions. So I'll drop a link. You can check the YouTube description. You see a link to this website. You can register also and practice a lot of questions that you have there. You can see practice interview question. You can actually also learn SQL for here, but I don't actually know that it is free or paid. I don't want to give it a shot. I don't think you have to pay. I think they are all free to learn. You can come and learn SQL on this platform also. But you can also get one-on-one coaching on the platform. You can see, I think you can see one-on-one coaching plus a signed book, lifetime access, $300. You can see. I think this is the guy. This is the guy that I wrote. This is the owner of the. This is Nick Sink. is the one that have the platform, is the owner of the platform. And see, so there are a lot of stuff you can benefit from here, but I want to focus on their practice interview question and focus on the SQL. Can see a lot of categories are here, but I actually want to focus on the SQL category alone and use all I've learned on the Datacamp platform. Everything I've learned here, I want to see how I can make use of it to solve real world problems. Yep. Back. So I want to put in everything I've learned on this platform, on the Datacamp platform so far. I want to use it to actually solve our challenges on the Data Limo website. So I'm going to start from easy. You can see there's easy, there's medium, and there's hard, and there's a lot of questions here to do on SQL. So I guess I'll have to live stream this for a pretty long time just for fun. And you see there's difficulty also. You can start with easy and see if you can select easy there. Start with easy. We have to register. You have to register to have your progress saved. So let's start with easy SQL only. Then the easy part first. I can just set it to all. So to load everything. I can say easy, medium, hard, and so on. So let's start with histogram of tweets. Twitter. I'll just start with this real quick. No time to waste time. I think they have a couple of challenges here. Back to question. Histogram of tweet, Twitter SQL interview question. Description. I think there's solution. Yeah, I don't want to look at the solution. Discussion. You can see. I can also discuss there the people's submission. You don't have any submission yet. But let me go to the description. You can say this is the same question as problem 6 in the SQL chapter of is the data science interview. Assume you are given a table tweets, Twitter, tweet data. Write a query to obtain a histogram of tweets posted per user in 2022. Output the tweet count per user as the bucket and the number of Twitter users who fall into the bucket. In other words, group the users by the number of tweets they posted in 2022 and count the number of users in each group. Going to group the users by the number of tweets posted in 2022. So definitely I have a group by should be in my head then. Tweets table. This is the table. We have the column name, tweet ID, user ID, message, and tweet date. So if I okay, let's do select start from tweet. So I'll let's see what is in the tweets table. Tweet, yeah, you can see tweets table. Tweets example input. This is the tweet ID, the user ID, the message, the tweet date. You can see we have different here, yeah. Example output. Okay, tweets, bucket one, bucket two, number of user, number. So based on the example output, there are two users who posted only tweets in 2022 and one user who posted two tweets in 2022. The query groups the users by the number of tweets they posted and displays the number of users in each group. The data set you are querying against may have different and input output. This is just an example. So let me just run it. So let's start from tweets to see what it looks like. So you can see, okay, this is the tweets. You can see, okay. So the question says, assume you are given Twitter, a table Twitter tweet data. Write a query to obtain a histogram of tweets posted per user in 2022. Output the tweet count per user in the bucket and the number of Twitter users who fall into the bucket. In other words, group the users. So we want to group the users. Okay. So based on what is written here, let's just come back here and say, okay, I like to write my code like this. So rather than selecting star, I want to select the user ID. The user ID here. User ID, comma. I want to count, then comma. I want to count. I believe this is definitely count. I want to count the tweet ID. They said, in other words, group the users by the number of tweets they posted in 2022 and count the number of users in each group. Hmm. in each group. User ID, message, tweet dates. Okay. Okay, we have user ID. You say, in other words, group the users by number of tweets they posted in 2022. In 2022, definitely the tweet dates is quite different from each other. We don't have a year column here, except if the tweet is only for the year 2022. You can see this 2021 year, 2022, 2022. Okay, it's quite interesting trying to solve this. Let me look at the question. In other words, group the users by the number of tweets they posted in 2022 and find the number of users in each group. You can do a count star there. So definitely also come here and say group by user underscore the ID. Let's see what that will look like if you run the code. Let's see, this is the user ID, then the count of the tweets. Hmm. Hmm. Output the tweet count per user. Want to output the tweet count per user as the bucket and number of tweets users who fall into that bucket. I say output the tweet counts per user. We want the tweet counts per user. This is the tweet count. This is the user ID. This is the number of tweets made by the user as a bucket and the number of Twitter users who fall into that bucket. So let's user ID, count start from tweets, go by user ID. You cannot say, if you decide to say, okay, let's look at something like this. This is quite interesting though. See, I'm looking if I can run only this query. Oh, so I have to cut this out. I only have one query here at a time. Okay. So if I compare my other query now, okay. This is the tweets 1, 2, 3, 1. The year is 2022. This is 2022, 2021, 2022, 2020, 2021. So we only want to focus on 2022. Okay. Now we can actually extract the year. So the goal is for me to now extract the year from this date, because this date is a timestamp date. The tweet date is timestamped with dates. So if I come back here, we say, in other words, group the users by the number of tweets they posted in 2022. We can actually see that for this, we only have few years: 2022, 2021, 2022, 2022, 2022. Okay. So I'm missing something there. We could say we could actually decide to extract Extract the year. Year from tweet dates. Let's see from the tweet date here. This only want the year 2022. So if I delete this from here, let me run this again. We need to put a comma there. Let's run the code and see. Okay, yeah, I have to put the tweet date here. I can give this an alias as year, tweet year. I'll call it tweets underscore year. Then my goodbye clause, I have to bring it in. To call this my tweet year. So let's see. Oh yeah, now it's making, so you can see we've been able to extract the year from the tweets. So we are solving the challenges little by little. So I'm trying to explain this. So if you look at our initial, the extract year from tweet, they're going to extract the year. If you remember our actual code, let me just copy this out. Font to X to cut that. We select star from tweets. From tweets. Our initial table, if you look at the tweet dates, we actually have what? Tweet date as time stamp attached, the date of the tweet with the time the tweet was made. So we actually need to extract the year out from that's why we have to use the extract function there. That's why we have to use this extract function here. Extract year from tweet dates to get that out. So if you run this query now, if you run the code one more time, you can see now. So and they only said for the year 2022. In other words, group the users. It says group the users. In other words, group the users by the number of tweets. In other words, group the user by the number of tweets they posted in 2022 and count the number of users in each group. In each group. Okay. So you can now come back here and say having so you want to filter having tweets year equals to 2022. Just 2022. So you want to see 2022, not 2021. Okay, so let's run that code. Ooh. It will see my alias tweet here. Okay, I didn't name it very okay. I named it wrongly. So my tweet here was having double E. Ooh. Ooh, come on. I've alias this now. Okay. Okay, double quote. This also be in double quotes or single quotes. Oh, my mistake was there. Ooh. Single quotes. I'm supposed to use single quotes, actually. Okay. Let me comment this one out. Let me now narrow my code again from here. Ooh. Is it saying this my code here? Okay, let me remove that from there. Ooh. Wow, what is the problem? Oh, okay, my tweets here, yeah. Oh, I didn't name it very well there. Aha, so I have to be pretty careful while naming. You might see my tweet here is this. If I come back here and paste my having clause back, having tweets here. You can see. Now let's continue. Ooh. So why is tweet here doesn't exist? This is quite interesting. Let's run it again. Wow, I have my results here. Tweet here is here. So I can't I want to filter to only show for the year 2022. I want to get rid of 2021. So it says, in other words, group the users by the number of tweets they posted in 2022 and count number of users in each group of 2022. So if you still have the users here, I can even leave the users out. Okay. What I will do is, if I don't name this as alias, it's still going to work though. Oh, let's run that one more time. Okay, my goodbye clause here. Now let's see. So it's going to work extract because it was an extract function. When I say having, if I come back here and say having the extract here equals to 2022. Now let's see now. Aha, I see. But I don't know why if I use an alias for it from the beginning here, I don't know why it is not working pretty fine. But let me just give one more shot. Probably because of it's because of the way SQL query works. So if you run this query now, it's going to start from tweets, select this. From tweets, select these three columns, go by this column. So it's not going to see, oh, there's a way alias works though. Like I can't seem to figure it out here. Let me start it as tweets underscore here one more time. Let's give it a shot. Tweet here. Let's give it a shot one more time. Tweet here. I can say group by tweet here. Having tweet here equals to, let's see if it's going to work again now. We're running into same error. So I just have to use the extract function like that. Oh, okay. This is it. The user ID, the year of the tweet, number of users, number of tweets it made that is one. This user ID for the year 2022, it really made one tweet. Then this user ID 2022 made two tweets. Okay, let's see. Tweets buckets 1, 2, users number. This is like the example output I must have. Only one tweet. Hmm. So I say my example must be like this: tweet buckets. So I'm using another approach to solve the same problem. And say in it, assume you are given a table Twitter tweet data. Write a query to obtain a histogram of tweets posted per user in 2022. Output the output the tweet count per user as the bucket and the number of Twitter users who fall into that bucket. Hmm. Let me try to submit whether this will be correct. The solution. The solution output. So expected output. This is my own output. User ID, tweet here, counts. Expected output should be 1, 2. User number 2, 1. Okay, quite interesting. So I have to take another approach to solve it. Okay, another approach. I want the tweet buckets and number of users that fall into that bucket. Okay, so let's take another approach. So if I look at another approach that I can take, okay, description. This is my output mismatch. Okay. So let me take another approach. Oh, select. I didn't write the select variable. Yeah. So let me take another approach. So I want to put them in a bucket. Quite interesting. Let's see. Hmm. So my output is tweet bucket users number. Okay. So this is the actual table. Hmm. Thinking. I'm thinking of using case statements. I think case statement is going to do the trick here. The case when this, then this. When you look at the actual query, you see the row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is just the row number. Switch dates. So let's take another approach. So let's start definitely from tweets. Okay. I want to have the tweet buckets. Let's start with case statements. Case when thinking. I'm thinking of grouping the user ID into different buckets. So case when user ID, and that's because we actually know the number of user ID that we have there. Case when user ID is equal to 111. You can see 111. I say then 1. I say case when user underscore ID is equal to 254. I'll start with 254 here. You can say, okay, let's give it 254 here. 254. Then that will be then 2. And I say else. So I'm using case statements here. Else, you can say else. That will be 3. And as I want to give that column name, tweets buckets. Tweet buckets. Now let's see the result first. Let's see whether to make sense. Oh, line 3. I don't have to put them in quotes now. So you having an error there. What's the cause of the error? Come on, think. When you're using case, you don't need to put them in quotes. Hmm. Thinking, trying to look for, trying to look for solution in my library. So I'm looking for another approach to solve it. I think if I should return, let me return my case is not going to work. Okay. Let me do it. I think there are two ways to solve it. I want to use two methods to solve it: subquery and query method. Let me do it one more time. Like if I return the user ID, let me just return the user ID from here. User ID. If I count number of tweets, count star, count star. Oh, I need to put a goodbye there. I need to put a goodbye since I'm using a great function there. But they say, group the user by number of tweets posted in 2022. When they say 2022, you can actually come back here and say where I can use the where clause there. Or let me just run this. Let me just copy this from here. Control C. I'm trying to use another approach to solve this. Though. Shift star. So you can see that we have the user ID here, the tweet date, the user ID. I could say where tweet dates between. I don't want to extract. So let me see. Okay, I can say where tweet dates. I can use the tweet dates between the beginning of December, the beginning of the year, and the end of the year. Where tweet dates. I use a between clause there. Select user ID count star from some tweet where tweet dates between the beginning of the year, which is 2022, which is how does the year work here? Is it the month first? Okay, the month first. 01 01 2022 between 1 and I'll specify the second date and 31st of the year. 31st 12th 2022. This should work fine. I need to put a group by. Yes, I'm using count. Group by user ID. User ID. Let's run that and see. Oh, line 5. My where tweet date between. I didn't get that year. There's a way you have to write the year, the tweet year. Let me quickly look for that. Yeah, there's a way they write the date of the year. Well, yeah, I think I've seen my mistake there. Oh, my battery is low. Oh, hold up. I think I have to flip it the other way around. Yeah, my battery is low. I have to plug it real quick there. It's charging. So my mistake was I have to start with the year first, then the month, then the date. So the year will come first. I forgot how to write year, month, then day. Yeah, it will be year, month, then day. Oh, 31st, then the month with 12 months. If I look at the tweets, number of tweets between from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, then I can look at that. Oh, come on, what's the problem? Wait, tweet dates. The where clause from. Oh, imagine. Look at my mistake there. Look at my silly mistake. Aha. So you can see now. So I have the user ID, then the count. I can say, okay, I can give it user, I can say number of users number. Okay, I can give my count a full name. I can say users number. And based on the name, users number. Users number. It's now starting to make sense. So we need to now create a bucket now. How do I come? I can use this as a subquery. I can say this is a subquery with of. I'm sure I'm using this as a subquery. I can now select. So you can see that we have two users. This user ID posted 2 tweets in the year 2022. This user ID posted 1 tweet in the year of 2022. This user ID posted 1 tweet throughout the year of 2022. So using that as a subquery, let me see. So we want to create something like this, tweet bucket, user number. So we can give this user ID. You can see those that posted 1 tweet. You can say, okay, tweet bucket 1. Based on example, there are 2 users who posted only 1 tweet 2022. The 2 users posted 1 tweet. Okay, this tweet bucket of 1, 2 users, tweet bucket of 2, 1 user. Okay, based on the example, there are 2 users who posted only 1 tweet in 2022 and 1 user who posted 2 tweets. So one user posted 2 tweets. This 2 tweets, 1 user, 1 tweet, 2 users. So how do I achieve that? So I want to achieve an output that will have 1 user, 1 tweet throughout the year of 2022, 1 user, 2 tweets throughout the year of 2022, 1 users. Okay, yeah. Try to figure out that out from this. I can make this a subquery. Well, let me look at my subquery file. So I have to go back to my subquery file. Try to study my subquery. User ID. So if I use this as a CTE, and then I use this as a CTE, so I want to achieve this output. So if I come back here and say using CTE with with total, I can say the total tweets as, can give it any as this query here. So I cannot say select the user ID. I say select, no, I want to so I want to count this. I want to count users number. Let me rename this as let that be the count as number of tweets. Tweets now, I can call this tweet number. So let's say select this user ID. I want to select tweet number, tweets underscore number as, let's give it this tweet bucket. Let's give it this tweet bucket. So we want to count, then we can count number. Okay, it's going to select either 1 or 2. So we have 1 here. So I'm pressing this 1. So we want to count these users, this tweet number. So we're going to count that user ID. So I'm going to tell you to count user ID there. Count this user ID here. This one here. Count that. It's now be from this our subquery here, total tweets. Can I say okay, group by definitely group by tweet buckets. I say should group it by this tweet buckets here. No, not user ID. Group by tweet buckets. Let's see that. Oh, we run into error. Oh, probably because line 3 selects. If I'm writing city, there's something with city. If you're writing city, you have to wrap it out. Okay, let me check my. Yeah, you can see my silly mistake there. If I'm writing city, you have to wrap it in quotes. This one will be in quotes. This one will be in quotes here. How did I forget that? Let's run it one more time. What's the challenge? Counts. Line 15. See my count. Oh, I didn't put comma here. Silly mistake. Aha. Finally, we are at the same results. Hey, super excited. So I was, oh, come on, no. I wanted to show IDs. So we're able to achieve same thing. So we wanted to see tweet bucket, you can see So the tweet bucket here, let me run. Oh, how will I do this? I can run my initial query back. So this is actually selecting this tweet number, counting star. That's quite interesting. We can actually also use sub. I think CT is better to use. Let me see if I can copy this from here. Let me bring up my. I want to bring up my notepad. Let me bring up my notepad real quick. Let me create a new notepad here. So I can just call it. Let me just give it a name there. Let me copy this first from here. I like keeping records. It make it interesting. So I can always go back to it. Let me Instagram of tweets. Instagram of tweets. So if I run this initial query one more time, so I don't have to be typing it again. So I want to show you how I was able to solve that. So if I run this actual query, so we have here the user ID and the tweet number as tweet number, because we only counted the number of tweets, number of rows in the record. I've actually selected the user ID. So we have the user ID here, the number of rows that each time this user appeared. So he appeared 2 times. That means it has done 2 tweets, and this user has done 1 tweet. This user have done 1 tweet in the year 2022. And it's much more better because I was able to filter it where the tweet dates between 1st of January 2022 and the December 31st of December 2022. So we have just that year alone. So I decided to use this as a sub query. And I bring this in. Let me just copy this. Control C. So we have this back. So this is our initial query. So we use it as a CT. So this query here. So for me, it says select tweet number as tweet bucket. This is our tweet number. This is the count of the number as tweet bucket. So we have multiple rows. We have 1 1 here. 1 1. So it's going to group it tweet bucket 1 2. I'll count the number of what records. It's going to count 2 for here, 2 for here. That's interesting. Now that we arrived at that, count user ID from total tweets. These are total tweets. Go by tweet buckets. So let's submit that. Oh, we got that. So expected output. Okay, I use count. Then they use user number here. I can just change it as a, but it's still correct. Solved. But it's always good to come back to this. So what's the next one? I think the next is submitted though. Oh, I'm actually submitting it over and over again. So I don't have to submit over and over again. So back to questions. So we solved easy. We've already solved one. So this one is data science skills. I guess I have to come back to this next time. Maybe on the 100. Alright, so solving SQL questions is not that quite easy, but you just have to keep trying and trying to solve it yourself. So I just have to stop here and continue on the which is tomorrow. I'll try to solve the next easy question, easy challenge there, and see how far we can go. But after that, the goal is to start the Power BI or learning journey also. So I'll be live streaming learning Power BI on the Datacamp platform also. So I go back to the Datacamp platform. So we should be starting the Power BI, the career track in Power BI pretty soon. So you want to subscribe to the channel right now, put on the notification bell, so you'll be the first to know when I start the data analyst in Power BI career track also. Alright, thanks for staying to the end of the live stream, and I'll see you in the next video on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel.